Friend, if you are looking for support either in allowing your mindset and habits to shift, to really support yourself and your health in 2022, and also learn what it means to use essential oils as natural solutions for your health, home, and family, this episode is for you. And this episode is going on both of my podcasts, More Than Your Weight podcast and the Healthy Oily Home podcast. And it's a podcast sharing all the different ways that I plan to support you from a coaching and essential oils point of view in 2022. On those podcasts and more. So you're going to want to make sure you listen to this episode, but also subscribe to the other one. If you're listening on the Healthy Oily Home, subscribe to More Than Your Weight. And if you're listening on More Than Your Weight, subscribe to Healthy Oily Home, because that way you're going to get support in not just the practical shifts in your thoughts and actions, but also tools to support you in your health in 2022. So many exciting things planned. So make sure you listen in, and I'm so excited to support you. Hey, welcome to the Healthy Oily Home podcast. I am Brianna Wilkerson, your host. I am a doTERRA essential oils advocate, and I really am a woman on a mission to see other women use these beautiful natural solutions for their health, home, and family. Over 5-6 years ago, I was introduced to the power of essential oils. Not just that they smelled great, not just that they can calm me down, but that they could really suit the needs I had at the time. I wanted to boost my immune system. I wanted to get some relief from a reoccurring pain in my wrist. And it was then, as I learned more and experienced these oils, that I said, these gifts of the earth, other women need to have them in their home. All right. And so on this podcast, I'm going to share a bunch of things. I'm going to share interviews from time to time. I'm going to share teachings on a particular oil. I'm going to share a replay of a training. And it's just going to be a really great space that if you want to learn more about essential oils, and not just learn, but learn how to use them, this is for you. Now, before you leave and listen to the episode, I would love to invite you to 3 things. 1, my free group called the Essential Oils Party Lounge. This is where I do pop-up trainings, pop-up giveaways, and even pop-up BOGO weeks when there's a buy one, get one. And so it's going to be a place where whenever I'm doing something special, you'll be the first to know. Second, please join my Essential Oils 101 webinar. It is a webinar that you can watch right away, and a series that kind of just educates you on the basics. What are oils? How do I use them? Which one should I have in my home first? And then third, if you just want to get clarity on what oils suit you best, what oils can particularly help you as you get started on your journey, book an essential oils consultation, because my friend, there's nothing more I like than to talk with another woman and really get the right things in their home. All right. So I can't wait to see you in the Facebook group, see you in the webinar, and hear how is it going, and talk to you. And so enjoy the episode, and I will talk to you soon. Hey friend, welcome back to the podcast. I hope you had a great Christmas and holiday season thus far. And this episode is coming to you right smack dab in the middle of, I guess, the end of one year and the beginning of another. 2021 is coming to a close and 2022 is upon us. And I am just so excited for what's to come. I love the new year. I think it really represents a time for us to start afresh in whatever goals we have for our life or seasons of our life. And really, actually, you can do this at any point in your life and any point in the calendar year. But I think when we think of a new year, we think of second chances, third chances, fourth chances, or maybe first chances to try things that we have never tried before. And so you guys know that I am a health and life coach and essential oil wellness advocate, and I have a heart. My mission for Made Well is for women to be healthy and thrive in all areas of their life. And how I really primarily do that in the beginning of my journey with a woman is to really support her in caring for her physical health. I think when we can step into a space that we really tell ourselves and tell the world that we are worthy of health and well-being, and we're worthy of being invested and investing in that way, it opens up doors to really starting to invest in ourselves, in growing in our career, or starting a business, or growing our relationships, caring for our finances, all of these different things. And in my experience in working, particularly with my coaching clients in the last nearly 6 years, that has been the case. They've all pretty much either come by me or come across and work with me for some sort of support in their physical health
And then a lot of them have continued on working with me in the life coaching aspect, or really supporting them in starting their own business, or getting well in those other areas of their life. Even my oils customers, a lot of them come to use oils, but then some of them just really want to share and really see the benefits of serving others through that, and also helping their family financially through that, right? So I just want you to be well, right? And be made well. But I think it does start with you caring for your physical health. Okay, so I wanted to do this podcast episode, and I'm actually putting it on both my More Than Your Weight podcast and my Healthy Oily Home podcast to talk about podcast plans for 2022. Ideally, if I was someone else, I would have one podcast, but I have two, because I really do think even though they're connected, even though really supporting women through essential oils and then through shifts in mindset and habits is connected, I like to have them separate. I like to have them separate just so you know what to expect when you come to each podcast episode or class or anything like that, right? And so I just wanted to share with you my plans for both of those podcasts in 2022. So if you're listening, you've been a regular listener on the More Than Your Weight podcast, and you're curious about how essential oils can really support you in your health, your home, and your family as a natural solution in a non-toxic way, that's why you're going to want to pay attention to what's coming up on the Healthy Oily Home. And if you're a Healthy Oily Home, and you can listen to the More Than Your Weight podcast for more mindset and habit shifts. So between these two podcasts, my hope is that you're going to get the tools, i.e. essential oils, or resources, physical things, products to support you. But then through my coaching work, you're going to get like the tips, the mindset tricks, the resources from a coaching point of view to really shift your perspective and your actions in taking care of your health. And I think essential oils can be a great tool to help you with both of those things, mindset, emotion, and habit shifts. So I wanted to share with you just a little bit of my heart with podcasting in 2022. First, listen, I have a lot planned for 2022. By now, most of you know, hopefully know, that I am pregnant with our second child, which we're super excited about. Baby number 2 is going to come around our first child, our daughter's birthday, when she will be 2. So summer's a great time for that. I'm just going to probably have a good maternity leave, pull back, figure out what life is like with taking care of 2 kids, but also just really be present and take care of myself, because any mom who knows that after you have a kid, it's not just, okay, here I am trying to take care of this newborn, and it may be my current kids, but you just literally went through, like, I don't want to say trauma, but your body went through some stuff to bring that baby into the world. And there's a lot of shifts that happen in your own body, in your own mind and heart. And so caring for myself mentally, emotionally, and physically is going to be a priority for myself in the summer as well. So I'm going to be taking a good maternity leave, and we'll have stuff ready for you there. So don't worry about that. But that is something coming up. So I think whenever a change comes in our life, I think we start reevaluating. And so that's what I've been doing this first trimester, like reevaluating, like, what do I want? And what are my goals? What are my desires for my own health, my own family, my own life, and then especially my career, my business, as I serve other women in their health and their life. And I've just been getting clearer and clearer on what those goals are, but also clearer and clearer on what those actions are to get there. And so, I want to be able to be present with my 2 littles while also serving and making an impact. And so that just really requires me to be very strategic with my time, but also strategic with the actions that I take. And so I actually planned to cut out both podcasts for a while. And I just was like, I'm just going to pull back and really focus more on two-way connection. I think podcast is a lot of one way, like you're listening to me, you're listening to a guest, which is still great. I love listening to podcasts, and sometimes that's all you need is just a little inspiration, a little bit of a tip. But I actually think where my superpower comes when I in general, but when I work with women, is that two-way connection where I share or I speak, but you speak. And I listen and I ask questions. And so that's where coaching comes in. But that's also where even teaching women how to use oils comes in. I'm a coach no matter what I do, and a teacher. And so I will be doing more stuff in the new year around two-way connection. And I think that's really important. So even though I actually am going to continue both podcasts in 2022, I will challenge you to not just sit and listen, but also to connect with me in some way. Because not just are you going to feel seen, supported, safe, and empowered, which are some of my key values for me and my business, but also you're going to be able to really be supported, and you're going to be able to be heard and really be able to get the support and the resources you need to connect you to what you need to do to move forward, right? It's a two-way connection, right? And so I will be continuing both podcasts in 2022. So the Healthy Oily Home, I actually started back in my first maternity leave, and then I did it for 6 months, and I just focused on one podcast. But I really want to educate, even if it's quick, short bits. And I just realize I have a lot going on, and it's so easy to just listen to things. And so I want to be able to offer women that as well. So in 2022, both podcasts will continue. That's the goal. That's the plan. If it doesn't always come out just as planned, if an episode misses a week, forgive me. There's a lot going on. But in 2022, I hope to continue with the More Than Your Weight podcast episodes on Tuesdays. So new episode released on Tuesdays. But instead of guest episodes for the first half of the year, at least, I think I'm going to probably do more solo. Again, it's just a matter of really monitoring my time. I love guests. I love having guests. I love being a guest on podcasts. And I think they can add such a great element. But just because time is a little bit limited, I will be doing both podcasts. I'm leaving more space on my calendar for calls with women who are interested in oils, interested in coaching, or are current clients, coaching clients, or current customers. And that just means I don't want to block that time with interviews right now. Just for the beginning, probably just going to do solo episodes. You might see an occasional guest one here, maybe a client or a customer or something like that. But for now, you're probably going to get me, mostly for most of the episodes, at least the first beginning of the year. And so I plan to have a little rotation with that. You're not just going to get tips in some episodes. You're not just going to get stories, but I plan to have a mixture for the More Than Your Weight podcast of, personal stories of my own journey in my health and what's worked, what hasn't worked, my own struggles, because I'm not past anything, right? I'm still on my own journey. But then, some tips and teaching and really some inspiration to kind of guide you. Then I'll probably do some Q&A. Like I have a great Facebook group that you should join if you're not a part of it, the More Than Your Weight Women's Community, and even on Instagram where women share what they're struggling with, like share things they're doing. And I just think Q&A, answering certain questions that women frequently have is something I want to try to do as well. But then also, listen, I think again, one-way communication is fine, but I think two-way communication, but also two-way communication where you're actually getting coaching support is where you're going to see the most breakthrough. So I will tell you about my programs that I'm offering. I will tell you when I have a 30-day program coming up, a 6-week program, when I have spots for my one-on-one clients. Because guess what? Again, I can give you, and I will give you quite a bit of support here on the podcast and my Facebook group, all of that. But from a coaching perspective, when I have seen women and even myself really experience transformation in our mindset and habits in any area of our life, but specifically our health, is through a coaching relationship. All right. And so I do have group programs coming up in 2022, and I do have one-on-one. And so you're going to want to make this the year where you invest in yourself in that way. Okay, so that's kind of the plan for the More Than Your Weight podcast. Solo episodes every Tuesday, but really a mixture of different stories, client testimonials, telling you about programs, tips, question and answer. So you're going to want to stay tuned every Tuesday morning. So make sure you subscribe to the More Than Your Weight podcast on any platform so you'll know. So then that's kind of like the podcast goals for More Than Your Weight. But with that, I will be doing my More Than Your Weight Facebook community is where I hang out the most. That's where I do monthly challenges or post to just process that two-way communication, right? And so really get involved with that Facebook group. I've had so many women who maybe just haven't had the opportunity or the finances to invest in coaching programs, but have been a part of my group and have just gotten a lot of support. And so make sure you join the More Than Your Weight Women's Community, because that's a place where even throughout the year, you're going to get some tips and support And there is that two-way communication because either I go Facebook Live or you post a question or a comment and I interact with you in that way. Okay. But going on to even talk about that. So those are the free resources, right? I have other freebies that you can always download, and things that are events that are happening, podcasting in the group. But I am going to really encourage you, if you are looking for that higher level, coaching level of support in 2022, this is the time to book a call with me. I do have a 30-day Healthy Habits Jumpstart program coming up, which is a program I ran at the very beginning of my business that so many clients had major takeaways and breakthroughs but I just really focus more on one-on-one and some other programs since then. But I'm bringing it back, and already women have signed up because they just know that it's a short container where they're going to get coaching calls each week, resources, teaching each week, and a high level of coaching for the most affordable price to work with me right now. And there's early bird price and bonus going on. And so that may be the thing for you. If you're like ready or you've been wanting to get support from me, really encourage you to check out that Healthy Jumpstart program. And you can either book a call with me, a clarity call with me at the beginning of January to just, talk through if it's a fit for you, or message me. If you think it's a fit for you, I'll send you the link to sign up. And so really take that extra step to invest in yourself. And I've been talking a lot about it because I truly believe in it. And not just because I want your money, but because I believe money is an exchange of value. So when you invest in yourself, you're saying, I'm going to trust this service or this thing or this product to give me value in return, right? And actually putting money towards something is you saying it's worth it to you. It's you saying I'm worth it, right? So check out that program as well. Okay, so from a coaching perspective, there are going to be other things. I'm going to run my Food Freedom Bootcamp again. There's going to be spots for one-on-one program. But I think the main things I want you to think about now is, yes, there's going to be podcast episodes every Tuesday on the More Than Your Weight podcast. You're going to want to join my free group, the More Than Your Weight Women's Community, for support in between all of that. But then you're going to want to check out my 30-day Jumpstart program, because that's going to really help you work on mindset and habits in very succinct yet impactful way that's going to set you up for the rest of the year. Okay. Now, from an oils point of view, I've been sharing about essential oils for nearly just as long as I've been a coach. And the reason why is that I heard about essential oils years ago, before that. But for me, it's always about a personal experience. And I was thinking about, okay, I want to offer my coaching clients like a tool or some resource or product to support them. Or even women who may never be my coaching clients, just want to reach women in their health in some way. And at the time, I had tendonitis in my left wrist from overusage and just not, thinking I'm Superwoman, basically. And a great friend introduced me to, actually it's a long story how it happened, but basically I got introduced to doTERRA and two particular oil blends, On Guard, which is a protective blend, help boost your immune system, and Deep Blue, the soothing blend to help with aches, joint aches, pains, that sort of stuff, provide soothing relief. I just started using the Deep Blue on my wrist, started using the On Guard as I was starting my business, working a full-time job. And I just noticed I was able to endure because my immune system was better. And I also noticed I had a lot more relief in my wrist. Still had to do physio and all that. And don't get me wrong, you still need to take care of yourself through habits. So I had to work on my sleep as I was busy, but I just found that these tools were really great support. And so that's what dove me deeper into understanding the education, the science behind it. And when it comes to an essential oil point of view, I always want to be a good educator, particularly to those who say yes to working, to buying oils on my team. And on my team, first of all, I'm not here to make you spend tons of money on oils for my sake. I'm here to get women who are interested in getting started, give them the basics, help them get started, and then support them through continue education, wellness consults, being able to reach out to me through other team members, through a Facebook community. And so if you're not seeing a theme in both my coaching and oils work, I really want you to see the theme. I'm here to support you. And when you say yes to investing in your health, financially and time-wise, I'm there to show up even more for you because you've told me you're there to show up for you. All right. So from an essential oil point of view in 2022, I plan to do essential oil episodes every Friday. They'll be released every Friday. And I just want to have a space in between so you can listen to one episode on Tuesday from the coaching podcast and then one episode from the oils podcast if you want. And there'll be a rotation of the type of oil podcasts I will do. But every month, doTERRA does have monthly deals or promotions that whether you're a current or new customer, you want to take advantage of because they're just amazing. And so you can get introduced to new oils, you can get free oils, and you can even get some things discounted. So I want to let people know about that. I'll also have episodes of right now on the Healthy Oily Home podcast, there are A to Z education episodes, basically going through oils from A to Z. I think there's about 16 on there where I went through a specific oil, the basics, the science, the sourcing, the safety, the uses, testimonials, even some recipes to give you an idea of everything one oil can do. So I'll have episodes like that. Then I'll just give you kind of similar to coaching Q&A tips, like usage tips, like this is how you would aromatically use an oil. This is how you would topically use an oil. This is how you should store and keep your oil safe, that sort of stuff. And every month I hope to do maybe oils around or products around a particular theme, give you a little overview of oils and hormones or whatever like that. So whether you are a current doTERRA user, you're a doTERRA customer under my team and my oil community, you can get a lot from it. But my intention is always to be an educator. So that's how I will do that through that. But in addition to that, right, I'm trying to focus on two-way communication. And so every Thursday at the moment, now something comes up, you'll know, but my hope is every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern is to have a Zoom class with all of those interested in getting started, meaning you've tried some oils before, you're not a current doTERRA oils customer, and you want to learn about what are oils, how do I use them, how are they safe, how are they effective, why should I consider where they're sourced from, why should I consider the purity, and how do I even use how do I know which ones to get started with. That class will be for you. And it will be a class. It won't be like a webinar. I've done a lot of webinars and that's fine. It's great, but I want more of that two-way communication for you to hear some stuff, but be able to ask questions. So, you don't have to show your video. You can still use the chat, but I want to be able to talk with you as well. So there'll be a space for that. And if you are interested in that, you're going to want to make sure you are on my newsletter list, which I'll talk about at the end or you're following me on social so you can get the link for that and be able to join that. Maybe you'll miss one Thursday, but you want to do the next Thursday. So again, it's for those who haven't yet gotten started with particularly doTERRA's oils. But I want to also support my team. So after you get your first set of oils from me, I am all about you using them. It makes no sense for you to buy 1 or 2 or 10 oils and they just sit on your counter. So I am going to be doing continuing education classes every Wednesday night at 8 on Zoom for my current customers. And there'll be a theme. We'll do 2 times a month. We'll do focus areas, like whether it's hormones or pain or kids or babies or habit or nutrition, like really doTERRA's oils and wellness products to focus on that. But then also I'll do group wellness consults, which I do this one-on-one anyways, where basically it's like after you get your set of oils, how do you then create a lifestyle and habits and wellness out of these oils to suit your particular needs with the ones you have and with the ones that are out there. And not everyone can make a one-on-one time to do that. So I do have group times for that as well. So with all of that, there are spaces for you to learn through the podcast on the different themes that I just mentioned. I also probably will open back my Essential Oil Party Lounge group, which is different than my customer group. My customer group, you get daily tips, you get a lot of continuing education there, but the Party Lounge group is really just to let you know when anything's happening, when there's a BOGO, when there's a special event, when there's a new podcast. And it's more of like, where is the essential oil starter party happening, right? And so that is not a space for continuing education as much as it's a space for like knowing what's the deals and promotions that are happening and spaces for you to get started in certain ways. But then if you are a current customer underneath my team, and that just means you signed up underneath me and I'm there to support you, whether you buy oils once a year, twice a year, every month. It's up to you how much you want to buy. And so, yeah. So that's my hope for that. And then also, this isn't something that everyone wants to do. My hope at first is really to help women get using oils and use them in their everyday life and create a monthly or daily or weekly, however they want, wellness routine out of it. But I want to let women know that they can do this as well. You know, they can be an educator and serve and help other women with essential oils. And either they can make a little income, either to pay for their own order, because they're like, I want all these products. My husband says I need to get some money in order to pay for this, or I just want to be able to order whatever I want or order the things I need and have income coming in for that. There are women who want to supplement their income. Maybe they are doing something, they just want to have additional income for, legit reasons, family stuff, vacations, their own health. They want to invest in their own health. And there are women who want to completely replace their income and make a business out of this. And you might have heard of different companies who, you're like, okay, this just is like direct marketing, network marketing, gross. There are experiences where that's gross, but that's not how I lead my team. My team is all about service, value, and making an impact while also getting money as exchange, while also getting compensated for that. And I think as women, we need to stop making that icky. It's okay to want to make money. It's okay to want to save. It's okay to want to invest. It's okay to do more than just get by and survive, right? I think money is a good tool and resource. We should not find our worth in it. We should not worship it. But it's a tool or resource that can help us and others, okay? Do you know that if everyone gave towards poverty right now, we could have all eradicate poverty. Poverty is more than financial, but that's what I'm trying to say. It's like we can do a lot of things when we have more income in our life. And so I just would love to support other women in doing that and helping women in their health and families in their health at the same time. Okay. So that's an opportunity as well. But I like to have that conversation if you're like really interested in that, or you've been using oils for a while, doTERRA for a while, and you think it's a great next step. Do I think everyone will do that? No. Do I think everyone should? No. So that's why I never force that on people. But what I do want you to do is start to use them in your everyday life, because they are powerful tools that can transform your health and be a proactive form of healthcare and even a reactive. Oils are the first things that we go to when we are not feeling well. My husband knows. My daughter, she doesn't know much. She's only 18 months, but she's actually not feeling well right now. Those are the first things I went to. And I understand some things need to take its course. And after a while, maybe I can go, maybe it's time to go to a doctor, but I'm going to start with these natural solutions. Okay. And so to summarize, in 2022, I really am trying to invest in education and support and service, but also two-way connection and communication. So the podcast, both of them will continue. They'll probably be they're not going to be extremely long, probably not even as long as this, because I'm going to be doing two, but I want to offer value from a coaching perspective through the More Than Your Weight podcast, my More Than Your Weight Facebook group, and then my coaching programs. Then, of course, on Instagram, I show a lot of behind the scenes, so you do definitely want to follow me there. But then from an oils point of view, I will be offering education and support through the Healthy Oily Home podcast, as well as if you're interested in getting started, more intro classes that you can attend on Zoom, as well as continuing education classes for my current customers who are kind of enrolled on someone underneath my team. And then, if you're interested in learning what it means to share oils with others in a certain way, that is something I'm going to help my team with as well. So all this to say, there's a lot going to happen in 2022. I also hope to publish my first book, more so different concepts around coaching, stuff that I teach. I want to have a healthy baby. And I want to also, there's a lot of personal goals that I want to do, but I think what really drives me and is a huge part of my calling and purpose, again, is to see other women made well. And if you guys don't know what made well actually comes from, after struggling in my own health, my own worth, my own shame, finding my weight, my worth in my weight, going to all these different plans to try to be healthy, I really invited God in on the journey with me and approached it from a holistic point of view, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, and considered a lot of natural solutions and healthy habit approaches. And when I was starting my business, I felt a deep call to leave my profession in accounting and the finance world to start my own business, which I never thought I would do, and support other women who I understood because I had been there, or I really just empathized with. I was going back and forth with potential names. At first, it was just a blog, right? So going back and forth, and I reached out to a friend, and I just remembered the story in John 5:5. And actually, the Bible talks a lot about women and men being made well. But this one stood out to me the most because Jesus goes to a man at a well who's been, or a healing pools, who's been invalid or unable to like do stuff with his body for 30 something years. And he goes to the man and says, "Do you want to be made well?" And the man says, "Well, there's no one to carry me in the healing pool. And so how can I be?" And Jesus says, "Take up your mat and walk." And the man walks. And I think from that story I felt like Jesus or God was telling me, "Do you want to be made well?" And I was like, but this, God, coming up with all these excuses. And he's just like, no, take up your mat and walk. Like, let's do this the right way. Let's do this the holistic way. Let's do this with me. Let's get rid of these diets and all that stuff and really learn what it means to care for yourself holistically, because you are a whole person. When one part of your life is impacted, so is the other. All right. And so I felt convicted and led to say, okay, this needs to be called Made Well, because that is my journey. That's my goal, is to see other women made well in all areas of their lives. And again, I really start to do this, and I believe the entryway is by really helping you grow in your mindset, but also grow in how you practically take care of your body and your health and those you love. And so in 2022, my hope is to, through the podcast, through Facebook groups, through different events and classes and conversations, one-on-one calls, coaching calls, all this sort of stuff, to really help you be made well. Okay? So your action point really is to go subscribe to both podcasts. Make sure you subscribe to the More Than Your Weight podcast and the Healthy Oily Home podcast. I can link both in here for you. But if you're not on my email list yet, make sure you join. So so you can join my essential oil newsletter. You can sign up for any of my freebies from even a coaching point of view. Once you sign up for any resource, you're on my list. And every Tuesday, I'll send you that coaching episode. And every Friday, I'll send you that oils episode. And I probably will at some point separate them out, meaning I'm not going to email everyone twice a week. It's just if you opted in to getting that coaching mindset and habit support, you'll get that Tuesday email, and then you'll also get anything surrounding coaching, and then if you opted into the oils, right? But for now, I'll probably send both on Tuesdays and Fridays at least, right? And let you know everything else I'm doing, but let you know how you can be supported from that mindset and habits point of view through the More Than Your Weight podcast, but also the practical tools point of view through the Healthy Oily Home podcast. I'm excited for 2022. I believe my word of the year, I really suggest you make a word of the year, but my word of the year is not just faith or hope, but it's expectation. I'm going into 2022 expecting not just things to shift in my own health or my own life, but also in yours. I have faith and hope that you can have your healthiest 2022 and healthiest year yet. But without faith, without action, faith is dead. And that's even, I think, a scripture in James. We cannot just work on our mindset and believe things are possible and just wait for them to happen. We need to be taking actions in line with that belief, right? It's like when you were in school and you studied for a test. You're like, if you just said, I believe I'm going to pass, and you never learned anything about what's on that test, more likely than not, you won't pass. But because you say, I believe I'm going to pass, I'm going to do everything to prepare to make sure I pass. It's the same thing with your health. If you believe that you can break free from emotional eating, you can find confidence with your body again, you can go have natural solutions at your home, at your fingertips that are safe, effective, and affordable to take care for you and your family and your health, then you're going to take action to do that, right? And so I encourage you, let this be the year of action for you, also of expectation for you. I mean, think of your own word of the year, but that's my prayer over you, that it's a year of expectation and action, right? And so get connected, subscribe to both podcasts, make sure you're on my email list, and let me support you and be your guidance counselor, or whatever, your mentor this year in both of these things, okay? I'm grateful for you. Again, this is going to go on both podcasts, so make sure you subscribe. If you're listening on one, subscribe to the other, so that you can get new episodes every Tuesday and Friday and be supported in your health. All right, grateful for you. I will see you on the first Tuesday, which is whenever Tuesday is, and the first Friday of January, and we'll kick this off. All right, bye. Woo! That podcast was a little longer than I thought it would be, but I was just so excited to really share with you what has been culminating and just been growing in my heart to really support you and your health and your home, your family, and your goals for 2022 from both a coaching and essential oils point of view. So again, please make sure you subscribe to the More Than Your Weight podcast. Please make sure you subscribe to the Healthy Oily Home podcast and get on my email list in some way so that you will be able to know first thing what's new, what's coming up, and to be supported in that way. All right, I'll talk to you soon and see you on the next episode. Almost forgot, in the midst of all the goodness that this episode held and holds, I forgot to tell you about 2 upcoming live free events from both the coaching and oils point of view that's happening this particular month. I'm doing a free 5-day series in my Facebook group, the More Than Your Weight Women's Community, January 10th to the 14th. And that is all about helping you rock your New Year health goals through 5 key steps and 5 key areas that actually we dived way deeper into in my Healthy Habits Jumpstart program. So it's just to give you kind of a top tip in each of those areas, as well as share with you the benefits of doing the 30-day program. So you can join that free series when you join my Facebook group. Again, it's January 10th to 14th. Next is every Thursday, as I mentioned, every Thursday in January, I will be doing an essential oils kind of intro class, Essential Oils Made Easy. This is for those who aren't currently doTERRA wholesale customers, or maybe dibbled and daddled in essentials oils before, or are curious and just have questions and want to get started. This is the class for you. So if you are interested in that, you're going to want to email me so that you get the Zoom link, and that way I can send you also reminders leading up to that whichever class day you choose. All right. So make sure you check the show notes for the details for all of that and the blog post that goes with this, because I have more of a write-up on both of those things there. Okay. So now that's it. I can't wait to support you in all of these various ways. Don't be overwhelmed. Just pick 1 or 2 and go forth. But I'm really excited to support you in 2022.
That's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope that you're leaving just a little bit more knowledgeable and inspired to use essential oils as solutions for your health, home, and family. Again, make sure you join the pop-up Facebook group, Essential Oil Party Lounge, where whenever I'm doing something special with oils, you will be the first to know, as well as join my Essential Oils 101 webinar so you're on my email list. And of course, if you're ready to get started, book that consultation. All right, that's it. I'll see you on the next episode. And if this episode was at all helpful for you, you can rate and review. That way other women will know how great it was. Okay, I'll see you on the next one.